because we just make more money, and the economies, the individual economies, would thrive much more than the communist regimes. The Soviet Union could not keep up, and well, Gorbachev came to power. He created this policy of perestroika and glasnost, and soon everything changed, and very rapidly, how economies went from communist to capitalist. Institutes that seemed never to change, like East German Stasi, and all these institutes changed overnight. It was really amazing what was happening. I wrote my thesis about the transformation around that era in 1994, about the future of the economic, the globalization in the former communist countries in Europe, and so I studied it a lot. And at the time, it was it was really people just went through this period of this rapid transition, and they actually had quite a lot of money, because there was nothing they could spend it on at the time, but that was soon gone. So the money was there, but they didn't have the means. Countries like Soviet Union, it became well, more or less ruled by the mafia. There were a few very rich people came out of this. They took control over the natural resources, oil and other minerals, and they took a lot of their wealth to other countries like England, where yeah, they lived a billionaire life, but they left the Soviet Union with very little, and so then there was this period of more or less a depression, where the people were disappointed in the transition to the West, especially the people who grew up under in the communist era. There were a lot of things that were not so good during that time. You didn't have a freedom to express yourself. There were a lot of things that were not available at the time, and you were under constant surveillance. But on the other hand, people had jobs, people had money coming in, and you didn't have to die. There was free education, healthcare, these things. So people were being taken care of. And a lot of people, after the transformation from the communist system to the capitalist system, got very sentimental, and wanted to go back to that period. So, for example, the example of Ceausescu in Romania, it took even 6-7 years before the first more capitalist parties started to control the country, and other countries also saw that movement where okay, initially everybody was very enthusiastic and everything could happen, but then it soon turned out that it would take a little bit more time before these countries could catch up. Notable exception, Eastern Germany. Eastern Germany, because like already 1 year after the fall of the Berlin Wall, they reunited with West Germany. West Germany put a lot of money in that. They had a very strong economy, and therefore they could survive. They could bring East Germany up to speed. I think it took maybe 10-15 years, and at the moment East and West Germany, they're more or less at the same economic level. Still there are some differences, but not. It's very rapidly equalizing. Other countries that are very successful in their transition, the Czech Republic, so the former Czechoslovakia, Czech Republic, Poland is doing quite well. Hungary is doing quite well. So these countries are now like Western nations. Of course, there is still instability. Like Hungary, I said, is an example of a country that's doing well, but it also has a leader like Orban, which can be expected because these countries are very young democracies. They don't have a tradition of democracy, and leaders like this can come to power and take control. So populism, etc., is rampant in this area, but not only there, because it's also a problem in Western Europe. So this period was a period of division. It was a period where there was a period of rebuilding ourselves after World War II in the 1950s. Then in the 1960s, people were starting to revolt against the establishment, especially the young people. I think, Unuzan, you went to university in this time.
Yes.
In the 60s. And so it was the period of the student revolts where actually in Paris, in Amsterdam, in Tokyo, young people were starting to protest, and in the United States, young people started to protest against the regime. That the 50s were very much focused toward rebuilding the nation, and everything needed to give way for that. But
I can't recognize at the same time.
Sorry.
At the same period.
So the student protests in Paris were in 1968, Amsterdam 1969, Tokyo was also around that time.
Okay, around 1970, before 1970, I went to East Germany. At that time,
Right.
I didn't recognize they are very much interesting for the Western world, and I didn't recognize that at that time because although these German people are watching me with very much interesting curiosity,
Right.
but I didn't recognize at that time. But I had a better talk with those people in later 1960s.
So I went to Czechoslovakia during in 1984, I think 1984. I was 1985, something like that. So I was a high school student, and I was very. But people were not really curious. They were very hostile and negative. It was definitely very, very gloomy, and there was a very clear dismotivation to do anything.
1980s?
Yes. So I think we went there with school 1985.
So just before Gorbachev coming in.
Right. It was before that. It was still there was no sign of any change. But I was very much taken by the we went to Prague, and it was a very gloomy time, gloomy atmosphere. It was dirty, and the living standards were okay. The control, the way that people were, and this is Prague. So this is actually within the eastern East European countries, actually Prague was more or less a liberal country, but it was it was not functioning at all. Like we would go to parliament, and then at about 10 a.m. in the morning, you could already see people from parliament completely drunk coming towards the walking out of the parliament. So it was dirty, and there were people who were completely beaten up by the secret police. Mm.
はい、皆さんこんにちは、雲野です。今日はですね、雲野塾の研修のプログラムをご紹介したいと思います。で、こういうふうなホームページありますけれども、ぜひですね、一度中身をご覧になっていただきたいと思います。今日はブーキューブさんのスタジオに来て、この収録をしておりますので、中身はこういうふうになってて、今最近ホットなね、グローバルリーダーの定義など書いてあります。で、特に経団連が作成しました留学すれば英語ができて専門性を持つというだけではですね、グローバルリーダーになれないとここに書いてありますようにですね、仕事ができる、専門性を持つ、英語ができるだけじゃなくてですね、私どもの塾ではリベラルアーツということと、それからもう一つは孫子の兵を、さらにはですね、日本の歴史というものを合わせて教えることによって、皆さんが海外の欧米の方々と、もしくは華僑圏の方々と正々堂々と渡り合えるような人物を育成しようというふうなことを考えています。ここに次のスライドが出ておりますけれども、ここに書いてありますのはですね、さらに、私どもの雲野塾の中身につきましてはですね、欧米の資料しか使っておりません。また実際に雲野塾は英語でやっておりますので、英語の講師がこう話しておりますけど、学習はですね、日本の歴史をまだ教えてますので、学習の午後はですね、日本のプログラムをしております。で、以前はこれ有料だったので、今はですね、実際に会場費も取っていただいておりませんで、毎回5000円ということで、朝9時から午後5時までやっておりますので、ぜひ皆さんですね、ご検討の上ご参加いただければと。英語のできない方もですね、学習の午後、こういうふうな検証をしておりますので、ぜひご参加いただければというふうに思っておりますので、よろしくお願いします。で、ここにさらにですね、グループ討議とか実務の勘どころを教えると書いてありますけど、実際には私が10年ほどですね、欧米の新聞とか雑誌等をですね、集めてきた、もともと英語のベースでございますので、そうしたものをですね、50セッションのテーマに分けて資料作成をしております。そういうことで、世界のオペレーション、もしくはカントリーリスクも含めてですね、しかも世界のトップの方々に対してもいろいろな分析とか洞察をしてですね、議論をしております。そういったことも含めてですね、今後ともよろしくお願いしたいと思います。以上で私の挨拶を終えますが、今回のこのビデオの収録にあたってはですね、V キューブさんのスタジオをお借りしてですね、お時間を頂戴して、このビデオを作成させていただきました。よろしくお願いします。どうもありがとうございました。